The unseen threat. In the cold expanse of the galaxy, countless civilizations thrived under the shadow of the Galactic Dominion. This empire, forged through centuries of conquests and ruthless ambition, believed itself invincible. It was a machine of domination, unyielding and efficient, bringing entire star systems under its rule. The Dominion's philosophy was simple: might makes right. And no species, no matter how resourceful, had yet managed to stand in its way. Far at the edges of the Dominion's mapped territories lay a small, unassuming planet, Earth. To the Dominion, it was little more than a speck of blue and green, rotating quietly around an average star. Its people were classified as primitive, scattered across the globe with no visible means to traverse the stars or defend themselves against a galactic assault. For centuries, Earth had remained unnoticed, a quiet anomaly in the ever-expanding Dominion. But what the Dominion failed to understand was that Earth's silence was not a sign of weakness. Beneath the surface of its apparent insignificance lay a species with an unmatched will to survive and an ingenuity born from countless struggles. Humanity, as they called themselves, was unlike any other species the Dominion had encountered. Their history was riddled with conflicts, disasters, and challenges that had tempered them into something extraordinary. When the Dominion's emperor received a report about Earth, he dismissed it at first. The planet offered no strategic value, no extraordinary resources, and no immediate threat. But as time passed, curiosity gnawed at him. The reports hinted at something peculiar. Earth had a wealth of data transmissions, broadcasts that spanned every possible form of communication. These messages, though chaotic and nonsensical to the Dominion's analysts, hinted at a thriving culture. The Emperor, bored with routine conquests, decided that Earth would be the next target. He sent one of his most trusted generals, Azuran Kale, a seasoned tactician known for his unrelenting strategies. Azuran was tasked with leading a fleet of 300 ships to Earth. The mission was straightforward: subjugate the planet, extract its resources, and assimilate its people into the Dominion's vast labor force. It was expected to be an easy victory. As the fleet approached Earth's solar system, Azuran's scouts detected faint energy signatures emanating from the planet. These were dismissed as primitive attempts at defense, a pitiful display from a species that had not even ventured beyond its own moon. Confident in their superiority, the Dominion's fleet prepared for an overwhelming show of force. Humanity, however, had been preparing for this moment for decades. Decades ago, when humanity's scientists detected faint traces of alien activity in the galaxy, the leaders of Earth understood the inevitable truth: they were not alone. In secret, a global initiative was formed. Hidden from the eyes of ordinary citizens, underground facilities and research hubs collaborated to develop defenses that would ensure Earth's survival. These facilities, scattered across continents, worked tirelessly to harness every ounce of human ingenuity. Advanced weapons, stealth technology, and cybernetic systems were designed and perfected. A fleet of starships, unseen by the naked eye, orbited the Earth under cloaking technology that even the Dominion could not detect. Humanity had no delusions of grandeur. They knew their strength lay in strategy, not size. As the Dominion's fleet reached Earth's orbit, Azuran Kale issued a standard declaration of conquest. A transmission was sent across all frequencies, demanding humanity's immediate surrender. The message was delivered with arrogance, dripping with the Dominion's belief in its own invincibility. But instead of fear, Azuran was met with silence. For hours, there was no response from the planet below. Impatient and irritated, Azuran ordered his fleet to position itself for a show of power. Massive dreadnoughts descended into lower orbit, their shadow blanketing entire continents. The skies over Earth shimmered with the glow of alien warships, a terrifying sight for anyone looking up. And then, Earth responded. A single transmission, encrypted and flawless, was sent to Azuran's flagship. The message was simple, direct, and chilling. You have come to Earth seeking conquest. You will leave understanding defeat. Azeron laughed at the audacity. This species, barely capable of interstellar communication, dared to challenge the Dominion. He dismissed the message as a desperate attempt to delay the inevitable. But deep within his tactical mind, a sliver of doubt began to form. Suddenly, his fleet's sensors lit up with alerts. Unseen ships materialized out of nowhere, surrounding the Dominion's fleet in perfect formation. These vessels were unlike anything Azeron had encountered. Sleek, angular, and radiating with energy signatures that defied known physics, they moved with a precision that was unnerving. Before Azeron could issue orders, Earth's fleet unleashed its first strike. What followed was chaos. Beams of concentrated energy tore through Dominion ships with surgical accuracy, bypassing shields and rendering their advanced armor useless. The Dominion's fleet, trained for brute force engagements, found itself outmaneuvered at every turn. Earth's ships moved like phantoms, disappearing and reappearing with devastating efficiency. Azeron's flagship trembled as explosions rocked the fleet. He demanded answers, barking orders at his officers, but the reports coming in made no sense. The humans' technology was too advanced, their tactics too unpredictable. It was as if they had been studying the Dominion for years, preparing for this very battle. What Azeron didn't know was that this was only the beginning. Humanity's strength wasn't just in its technology. It was in its unity, its resolve, and its refusal to accept defeat. Every move the humans made was calculated, every strike designed to send a message. Earth was not to be underestimated. As the first wave of Dominion ships was decimated, Azeron stared out at the burning remains of his once mighty fleet. For the first time in his illustrious career, he felt fear. These humans were not the prey he had expected. They were something far more dangerous. They were survivors, the defiance of humanity. Azeron Kale stood on the bridge of his flagship, Dominion's fury, his normally composed demeanor fraying under the strain of unexpected disaster. Before him, the once glorious Dominion fleet lay in tatters. The void of space, previously serene, was now a battlefield littered with the wreckage of shattered dreadnoughts and debris from his prized cruisers. How could this be happening? A primitive species had turned what should have been a routine conquest into a nightmare. Earth's response was unlike anything Azeron had encountered. Their ships defied known engineering, and their weapons pierced through the Dominion's once impregnable defenses like a blade through paper. These humans, whom the Dominion had dismissed as insignificant, had proved they were anything but. Azeron clenched his fists. Status report. He barked, his voice echoing through the tensed silence of the command deck. An officer, his face pale, hesitated before responding. Commander, we've lost 73 ships, destroyers, frigates, and even a dreadnought. Their fleet is overwhelming us. Azeron's crimson eyes burned with anger. Overwhelming us? With what? They are supposed to be primitives. The officer stammered. Their tactics. Their technology. It's as if they knew exactly how we would respond. Our countermeasures are ineffective. Azeron slammed his fist onto the console, the force reverberating through the ship. He turned his gaze to the view screen, where Earth's fleet hovered like silent sentinels, their formation tight and calculated. They've studied us, he muttered, realization dawning. This isn't a random defense. They've prepared for this. A united humanity. On the surface of Earth, the mood was anything but fearful. Deep beneath the streets of New Geneva, in an underground command bunker hidden from any prying eyes, the Earth Defense Council watched the unfolding battle with steely determination. General Aria Kane, a sharp-eyed strategist known for her unflinching resolve, stood at the center of the room. Around her, a team of engineers, analysts, and military officers coordinated the global response. "This is what we've trained for," Kane said, her voice steady. "They underestimated us, and that's their first mistake." At her side, Dr. Elias Vance, one of Earth's leading minds in advanced physics, nodded. Their technology may be advanced, but their arrogance blinds them. They've relied on brute force for centuries, while we've built our defenses on adaptability and innovation. Earth's leaders had long suspected that humanity's first contact with extraterrestrial life would not be friendly. The clandestine Project Sentinel had been formed decades ago, bringing together the brightest minds from every nation. Its mission was singular: prepare Earth for the day when they would no longer be alone in the galaxy. The result was a fleet of ships equipped with cloaking technology, energy weapons, and an artificial intelligence system capable of analyzing enemy strategies in real time. Humanity's strength lay not in overwhelming numbers, but in precision, creativity, and unity. For the first time in centuries, the people of Earth were united against a common threat: Azeron's counterattack. Azeron Kale was not a general known for retreat. Despite the devastation of the first wave, he refused to accept defeat. "Deploy the Infernus Protocol," he ordered. His officers exchanged uneasy glances but complied. Within minutes, several Dominion warships activated their massive particle cannons, weapons so powerful they could incinerate entire cities from orbit. "Target their largest vessels," Azeron commanded, his voice cold. "I want their fleet reduced to ash." The Dominion's warships unleashed a barrage of energy, the space around them lighting up with destructive force. The beams streaked toward Earth's fleet, promising annihilation. Yet, as the energy struck the human ships, something unexpected happened. Instead of exploding, the ships absorbed the energy, their hulls glowing momentarily before returning to normal. "What is this?" Azeron hissed, his composure cracking. "How are they neutralizing our weapons?" Back on Earth, Dr. Vance smiled as he watched the readings on his console. "The adaptive energy shields are performing exactly as designed," he said. "They're converting the enemy's attacks into power for our systems. Let them fire. They're only making us stronger." Azeron's frustration mounted as he watched his most powerful weapons rendered useless. He knew he had to change tactics. "Focus all firepower on their flagship," he ordered. "If we can decapitate their leadership, the rest will fall." But once again, the humans surprised him. As the Dominion ships targeted the supposed flagship, the human fleet dispersed in a coordinated maneuver, their ships weaving through the Dominion's formation with precision. It was a trap, and the Dominion had walked right into it. Earth's fleet counterattacked, their weapons disabling Dominion ships with pinpoint accuracy. Instead of destroying their enemies outright, the humans focused on disabling their engines and communication systems, leaving the Dominion fleet adrift and vulnerable. The turning point. On board the Dominion's Fury, Azeron's officers scrambled to regain control. "They're dismantling us piece by piece," one of them reported. "We've lost control of 40% of the fleet." Azeron's fury turned to dread as he realized the full scope of the situation. This was not just a battle, it was a message. The humans weren't simply defending their planet. They were demonstrating their capability, their resilience, and their refusal to be conquered. Meanwhile, General Kane monitored the battle from Earth. "They're starting to fracture," she observed. "This is our chance to deliver a final blow." The order was given, and Earth's fleet began a coordinated assault on the Dominion's command ships. In a daring move, a squadron of human fighters slipped past the Dominion's defenses, targeting Azeron's flagship. The fighters deployed electromagnetic pulse weapons, disabling the ship's systems and leaving it vulnerable. Azeron stared in disbelief as his flagship went dark. His crew worked frantically to restore power, but it was too late. The humans had already surrounded the Dominion's Fury. Azeron watched as one of the human ships transmitted a message to his vessel. The message was short but clear: surrender or face total annihilation. For the first time in his career, Azeron Kale faced the unthinkable: defeat. Humanity had not only survived the Dominion's assault, but had turned the tide of the battle. And they had done it with a level of ingenuity and determination that shook the very foundation of the Dominion's belief in its own supremacy. As the Dominion's remaining ships retreated, limping back to their territories, one thing became clear: Earth was no mere backwater planet. Humanity was a force to be reckoned with, and this was only the beginning. The rising storm. Azeron Kale sat in the dimly lit war chamber aboard the Dominion's Fury, his mind racing with strategies and doubts. The once vaunted general now faced the unthinkable, a foe that had dismantled the Dominion's fleet with precision and ruthlessness. Never in his long career had he encountered such a species, one that combined ingenuity, audacity, and sheer unpredictability in battle. The human fleet had pulled back, not out of fear but calculated intent. They had demonstrated their dominance without delivering the killing blow, leaving the Dominion's forces to retreat in disarray. It was a humiliation unlike any the Empire had experienced in its centuries of conquest. The battered remnants of the fleet hung in orbit, licking their wounds, while Azeron planned his next move. "Status report," Azeron commanded, his voice a low growl. The officers around him hesitated, knowing the news would not please their general. "Sir," began Commander Selvig, his tone measured but tense, "we've lost 80% of our fleet's operational capacity. Communication relays are down, and most ships are running on emergency power. The humans, they've crippled us." Azeron's crimson eyes narrowed. "And what of their fleet?" Selvig hesitated. "Intact. Their losses are negligible. They've regrouped in high orbit, maintaining a defensive formation." The general slammed his fist onto the control panel, sending a shockwave of frustration through the room. "They're taunting us," he muttered. "This isn't over." Earth's bold move. Back on Earth, the leaders of the Earth Defense Council convened to discuss their next steps. The battle had been a resounding success, but General Aria Kane knew the war was far from over. Victory in a single engagement was one thing. Ensuring the Dominion didn't return with an even greater force was another. "Our message was clear," Kane said, addressing the council. "We've shown them that Earth isn't a target to be taken lightly. But we can't rest on our laurels. The Dominion will regroup, and when they return, it will be with an armada far greater than what we face today." Dr. Ilias Vance nodded in agreement. "Our technological edge won us the day, but it's a fragile advantage. The Dominion will analyze every encounter, every move we made. They'll adapt. We must ensure that we stay one step ahead." The council debated their options. Some advocated for fortifying Earth's defenses further, while others proposed a more aggressive strategy, taking the fight to the Dominion itself. Kane, ever the pragmatist, weighed the risks. "Offense might be our best defense," she finally said. "If we can strike a blow deep within their territory, it will send a message far louder than anything we've done here. They need to know that humanity isn't just defending its home. We're capable of reaching them." The Dominion's response. Meanwhile, deep within Dominion space, news of the fleet's defeat had reached the Emperor. The council chambers of the Dominion's ruling elite buzzed with disbelief and anger. No one had dared to speak the word defeat in the Emperor's presence for decades, but now it hung in the air like a storm cloud. Emperor Malachar, a towering figure of both intellect and ruthlessness, sat on his obsidian throne, his golden eyes piercing the holographic display of the battle. He studied the humans' tactics with a cold, calculating gaze. Unlike his generals, he did not dismiss the humans as mere primitives. "This species," Malachar said, his voice like the rumble of distant thunder, "is unlike any we have encountered. They do not fight with brute strength, but with cunning. They turn their weaknesses into advantages. They've built their strategies on adaptability, something our empire has long dismissed." The chamber fell silent as Malachar rose. "Azeron has failed, but the blame is not his alone. We underestimated them. That will not happen again." The Emperor turned to his council. "Summon the Harbinger fleet. If Earth wishes to defy us, we will show them the full might of the Dominion. No more games. We will bring them to their knees." The reckoning begins. As the Dominion mobilized its forces, humanity prepared for the next phase of the conflict. On Earth, the fleet that had defended the planet began to retrofit and upgrade. Every scrap of data from the battle was analyzed, and new tactics were devised to counter the inevitable retaliation. General Kane took a personal role in overseeing the preparation. She worked tirelessly, coordinating with engineers, scientists, and strategists to ensure that humanity's response would be swift and decisive. Her leadership inspired confidence, and her presence on the front lines motivated those around her. "Every second counts," Kane reminded her team. "When they return, and they will, we need to be ready." Among the initiatives was the construction of the Resolute Dawn, humanity's most advanced starship. Built in record time, it represented the pinnacle of Earth's technological ingenuity. Armed with experimental weaponry and equipped with a state-of-the-art eye, the Resolute Dawn was designed to serve as both a symbol of defiance and a weapon of unprecedented power. The Harbinger fleet arrives. Weeks passed, and the skies above Earth remained deceptively calm. Then, one fateful day, humanity's worst fears were realized. The Harbinger fleet, a massive armada of Dominion ships, arrived at the edge of the solar system. It was a display of overwhelming force. Thousands of warships, each bristling with weapons, their sheer size blotting out the stars. On board the flagship of the Harbinger fleet stood Admiral Kryn, one of the Dominion's most ruthless commanders. Unlike Azeron, Kryn viewed Earth not as a challenge but as a nuisance to be eradicated. His orders were clear: annihilate humanity's resistance and leave the planet in ruins as a warning to all who might oppose the Dominion. "Deploy the fleet," Kryn commanded. "Earth will burn." Humanity's counteroffensive. As the Dominion fleet advanced, humanity launched its counteroffensive. The Resolute Dawn took the lead, its experimental weapons slicing through Dominion ships with terrifying efficiency. Earth's fleet moved with precision, exploiting every weakness in the Dominion's formation. But the Harbinger fleet was relentless. For every Dominion ship destroyed, another two took its place. The battle raged across the solar system, the void lit by the fire of countless explosions. In the heat of battle, General Kane and her crew aboard the Resolute Dawn faced a critical decision. The Dominion fleet's flagship, where Admiral Kryn commanded, was heavily guarded, its shields impenetrable. But Kane had a plan. "Deploy the quantum lance," Kane ordered, her voice steady despite the chaos around her. The quantum lance, an untested weapon designed to pierce even the strongest shields, was humanity's last hope. As the Resolute Dawn charged the weapon, the Dominion forces concentrated their firepower on the ship, determined to stop it at all costs. As the weapon fired, a beam of energy brighter than 1,000 suns lanced through the flagship's shields, striking its core. The explosion was blinding, sending shockwaves through the Dominion fleet. Admiral Kryn's ship was no more. The Harbinger fleet, leaderless and disoriented, faltered. Humanity seized the moment, launching a coordinated strike that drove the Dominion forces into retreat. A new dawn. As the last of the Dominion ships fled the solar system, Earth's fleet regrouped. The cost had been high, but humanity had emerged victorious once again. For the first time in its history, the Dominion had been not only repelled but humiliated. General Kane stood on the bridge of the Resolute Dawn, gazing at the stars. The battle was over, but the war had just begun. Humanity had proven its strength, but it had also painted a target on its back. "We've shown them what we're capable of," Kane said, her voice resolute. "But this is only the beginning. The galaxy will know that humanity doesn't just survive. We thrive." And so, humanity prepared for the storm that would inevitably follow, ready to face whatever challenges the galaxy had in store. Humanity's stand on the galactic stage. The aftermath of the Harbinger fleet's defeat rippled across the galaxy. Empires that had long feared the Dominion were stunned. How had Earth, a backwater planet with no previous galactic presence, achieved what no other species had dared to attempt? Whispers of humanity's resilience spread through trading hubs, research stations, and border colonies. For the first time in centuries, the Dominion's invincible image cracked. Back on Earth, the victory came with a somber realization. The fight for survival was far from over. Humanity had emerged victorious in 2 battles, but they had also announced their existence to the wider galaxy. What lay beyond the stars was no longer a mystery. Earth was now on the map, and not everyone was friendly. The Council of Unity. In the heart of New Geneva, the Earth Defense Council convened in an underground chamber bustling with activity. Leaders, scientists, and military strategists filled the room, their faces a mix of relief and apprehension. General Aria Kane stood at the helm of the meeting, her sharp eyes surveying the assembly. "Our victory against the Harbinger fleet was a monumental achievement," she began, her voice steady but firm. "But make no mistake, this war is not over. The Dominion will not rest. They will return, and next time, it won't just be their fleets. They'll send agents, sabotage, and perhaps even allies." Dr. Ilias Vance, standing to her right, nodded gravely. "Our existence is no longer a secret. This is both an opportunity and a danger. Other civilizations in the galaxy now know of us. Some may seek alliances, but others may view us as a threat." Kane turned to the Council. "We need to prepare for a new phase of this conflict, one that goes beyond military might. Diplomacy, intelligence, and resourcefulness will be just as crucial as our ships and weapons." The Dominion's strategic shift. Far from Earth, in the Dominion's capital on the planet Vorik Prime, Emperor Malachar convened his war council. The defeat of the Harbinger fleet had shaken even his most loyal advisors. For centuries, the Dominion had ruled with an iron fist, unchallenged by any rival. Now, the specter of rebellion loomed. "Earth has proven itself a dangerous anomaly," Malachar said, his golden eyes scanning the room. "But anomalies can be studied, and once we understand their strengths, we will crush them." The Emperor's tone shifted, colder now. "No longer will we rely solely on brute force. Subversion will be our weapon. We will turn their unity into division, their strength into weakness." He turned to his spymaster, Varen Vek, a shadowy figure cloaked in secrecy. "You will infiltrate their systems, exploit their vulnerabilities, and sow discord among their people. Make them question their leaders, their alliances, and their purpose." Varen bowed deeply. "It will be done, my Emperor." A new alliance. As Earth braced for the Dominion's retaliation, an unexpected development changed the game. A massive alien ship appeared at the edge of the solar system, broadcasting a message in every known galactic language. "This is the envoy of the Thalvanar Accord," the message declared. "We come in peace, seeking dialogue with the defenders of Earth." The Thalvanar Accord was a coalition of smaller civilizations that had long suffered under the Dominion's rule. Their appearance signaled a turning point. For years, the Accord had operated in the shadows, too weak to challenge the Dominion directly. But humanity's defiance had inspired them. General Kane, cautious but intrigued, ordered the alien envoy escorted to Earth. The meeting took place in a secure facility beneath the Atlantic Ocean, where Earth's leaders met with the alien delegation for the first time. The Thalvanar leader, a towering figure with crystalline skin that shimmered in the light, spoke with measured authority. "Your victory has shown the galaxy that the Dominion is not invincible. We wish to join forces, to pool our knowledge and resources. Together, we can challenge their tyranny." Kane regarded the alien leader with a mix of respect and suspicion. "We welcome allies, but make no mistake, we will not trade one oppressor for another. Humanity fights for its freedom, not subjugation." The Thalvanar leader nodded. "We do not seek to control you, General. We seek survival, together." The alliance was forged, an uneasy but necessary pact between two powers with a shared enemy. The Thalvanar brought advanced knowledge of the Dominion's inner workings, while humanity provided the ingenuity and courage that had already shaken the galaxy. The battle for unity. While Earth and the Thalvanar worked to solidify their alliance, the Dominion's spymaster, Varen Vek, began his insidious campaign. Using advanced infiltration technology, Dominion agents hacked into Earth's communication networks, spreading disinformation and propaganda. False reports of betrayal by the Thalvanar circulated, planting seeds of distrust among Earth's citizens. The effects were immediate. Protests erupted in major cities, with factions accusing Earth's leaders of selling out humanity's independence. Some groups demanded the alliance be dissolved, while others called for full militarization against the Dominion. General Kane addressed the unrest in a global broadcast. Standing tall in her military uniform, she spoke with the same resolve that had guided humanity through every crisis. "Humanity has always thrived on unity," she said. "Our strength lies in our ability to rise above fear and division. The Dominion seeks to tear us apart, but we cannot allow them to succeed. Together with our allies, we can build a future where Earth is not just a survivor, but a leader among the stars." Her speech resonated, calming the storm, but the threat of internal division lingered. The galactic stage. As tensions simmered, Earth and the Thalvanar prepared for the inevitable confrontation. Using intelligence from their new allies, humanity launched its first interstellar operation, a daring raid on a Dominion supply hub deep within their territory. The raid was a success, dealing a blow to the Dominion's logistical network and proving that the alliance could strike beyond its borders. But the Dominion was far from defeated. Emperor Malachar, enraged by the raid, began amassing the largest fleet the galaxy had ever seen. He issued a single declaration to his forces: "Earth will fall, and with it, hope will die." Back on Earth, General Kane stood on the bridge of the Resolute Dawn, staring out at the stars. The galaxy had become a chessboard, with Earth as an unexpected but pivotal player. The Dominion's next move was imminent, but humanity was ready. "We didn't choose this fight," Kane said to her crew, "but we'll finish it. For Earth, for freedom, for the galaxy." And as the Resolute Dawn prepared for its next mission, a new chapter in humanity's story began. One of alliances forged in fire, battles fought in the stars, and a defiance that would echo across the ages. The Shadow War. The galaxy held its breath. The Dominion's Emperor, Malachar, had unleashed a new, insidious wave of warfare against Earth and its fledgling allies. It was no longer just a battle of fleets and firepower. Now, the war moved into the shadows, a conflict fought with deception, sabotage, and subterfuge. Humanity, for all its ingenuity and resilience, faced an enemy that had perfected the art of undermining its foes from within. A shattered peace. Earth had seen unity like never before. From bustling metropolises to remote villages, humanity had rallied together to confront the galactic threat. But unity is fragile, and the Dominion knew where to strike. Across the planet, whispers of betrayal began to spread. Anonymous broadcasts claimed that the Thalvanar Accord was manipulating Earth's leaders, using the alliance to advance their own agenda. In New Geneva, where the Earth Defense Council held its sessions, protests erupted. Crowds gathered outside the council chambers, demanding transparency. Some accused the Thalvanar of plotting to enslave humanity, while others feared the council was hiding the true extent of the Dominion's strength. General Area Kane, watching the unrest unfold on the command center's monitors, clenched her fists. "This isn't natural," she muttered. "Someone's fanning the flames." Dr. Ilias Vance nodded, his expression grim. "It's the Dominion's hand at work. Psychological warfare. They want us to tear ourselves apart." The Thalvanar's uneasy position. On board the Radiant Nexus, the flagship of the Thalvanar envoy, Ambassador Korath faced his own challenges. As the representative of the Thalvanar Accord, Korath had risked everything to ally with Earth. But now, his people's intentions were being questioned, and the alliance stood on shaky ground. "We must confront these accusations head-on," Korath said during a meeting with Earth's leaders. His crystalline form shimmered in the low light of the council chamber. "If your people lose faith in this alliance, the Dominion will have already won." General Kane's voice was steely. "We don't bow to propaganda, Ambassador. But the truth is, Earth has never had to navigate alliances like this. Our people are learning what it means to trust outsiders. Korath tilted his head, his crystalline features reflecting the room's light. Then let us show them our trust is genuine. Share your knowledge with us, as we have shared ours. Let this be a true partnership. The Dominion's plan unfolds. In the cold depths of space, aboard the Eclipse Shadow, Varen Vek, the Dominion spymaster, observed the results of his campaign with satisfaction. Reports flooded in from agents embedded on Earth and in Thalvinar territory. Protests were growing. Key infrastructure systems were experiencing unexplained malfunctions. Fear and doubt spread like a virus. Our greatest weapon is their own uncertainty, Varen said to his gathered operatives. Earth's people are new to the stars. Their confidence is their strength, but also their weakness. We will erode it. But Varen's plans didn't stop with mere psychological tactics. He had dispatched Dominion saboteurs, disguised as defectors seeking asylum, to infiltrate Earth's critical defense systems. Their mission was simple: cripple Earth's ability to respond when the Dominion's fleets arrived. Earth strikes back. Despite the mounting challenges, humanity was not without its own resources. The Earth Defense Council's cyber intelligence team, led by the brilliant hacker known only as Cipher, began unraveling the threads of the Dominion's shadowy influence. Cipher, operating from an undisclosed location, worked tirelessly to expose the Dominion's agents. We've identified anomalies in the global network, she reported to General Kane. Encrypted signals embedded in civilian broadcasts. It's subtle, but it's Dominion tech. Kane leaned forward. Can you trace it back to its source? Cipher smirked. Already working on it. Using an advanced AI-driven algorithm, Cipher's team traced the Dominion's signals to a hidden relay station in Earth's orbit. The station had been cloaked, evading detection during the earlier battles. Kane immediately ordered a strike team to neutralize the threat. Operation Silent Horizon. The Resolute Dawn, Earth's flagship, led the operation. Aboard the ship, a team of elite soldiers prepared for their mission. Captain Aiden Locke, a veteran of countless skirmishes, briefed his squad. We're hitting the relay hard and fast, Locke said. No room for error. If that station keeps broadcasting, it could cripple Earth's defenses from the inside. As the Resolute Dawn approached the relay station, the Dominion agents aboard the station realized they'd been discovered. They scrambled to activate the station's self-destruct sequence, hoping to erase all evidence of their involvement. The strike team, however, was ready. Deploying from the Resolute Dawn in sleek shuttles, Locke's team breached the station and engaged in fierce combat with the Dominion operatives. The corridors of the station echoed with the sound of gunfire and the hum of energy weapons. Locke led the charge, his every move precise and calculated. Secure the data core, he barked, covering his team as they pushed deeper into the station. In the control room, Cipher's AI-guided drone worked to extract the station's data. We've got it, Cipher's voice came through their comms. Now get out of there. The team barely escaped as the station detonated, but their mission was a success. The Dominion's network of sabotage had been exposed, and Earth's leaders now had the evidence they needed to rally their people. Restoring unity. Back on Earth, General Kane and the Council held a global broadcast to reveal the Dominion's sabotage efforts. Video evidence from the relay station was shared, showing the Dominion's agents planting false information and attempting to cripple Earth's systems. This is what we're fighting against, Kane said, her voice steady but firm. An enemy that thrives on fear and division. But humanity is stronger than that. We've seen what we can achieve when we stand together. Her words resonated. The protests subsided, replaced by a renewed sense of purpose. Trust in the Thalvinar Accord was cautiously restored, and Earth's citizens began to see their alien allies as partners rather than threats. A new front. The success of Operation Silent Horizon was a turning point, but it also revealed a troubling truth. The Dominion's war was no longer confined to Earth. The Thalvinar Accord reported similar sabotage efforts in their territories. suggesting that the Dominion was expanding its shadow war. In response, Earth and the Thalvanar began coordinating intelligence operations, sharing resources and expertise. A joint task force was formed, combining humanity's creativity with the Thalvanar's technological sophistication. As the Dominion escalated its efforts, Earth and its allies prepared for the inevitable. The galaxy was changing, and humanity was no longer a bystander. The fight for survival had become a fight for the future, a future where Earth would no longer be seen as a small, insignificant planet, but as a force to be reckoned with. And as General Kane stood on the bridge of the Resolute Dawn, her gaze fixed on the stars, she knew one thing for certain. The shadows would not consume them. Humanity's light would shine brighter than ever.